Lynn's Recipes. Today I'm going to make a red velvet cake roll that would be perfect for Valentine's Day. The amounts of the ingredients that you're going to need to make this cake will be listed in the information box below, or you can find it on the website. There are two parts to this cake. We're going to make the cake first, and I'm going to show you those ingredients, and when we get to the filling, I'll go over the ingredients that you're going to need for that. The ingredients are: you'll need some eggs, sugar, canola oil or some kind of vegetable oil, buttermilk. You'll need vanilla, cider vinegar, and red food coloring. You're also going to need some flour, cocoa powder, salt, and confectioner's sugar. You're going to need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to need a jelly roll pan that you have sprayed, lined with wax paper, and then sprayed again. And also, after the cake is done, you're going to need some type of lint-free towel such as this, which is a flour sack towel, or you're going to need a tea towel. To start this recipe, I'm going to mix the dry ingredients in a bowl. So here's the cake flour. And actually, I didn't say this is cake flour, not regular flour. I'm sorry, I didn't say that in the beginning. Cocoa powder and salt. I'm just going to whisk these all together. And now I'm just going to set this aside and move on to the wet ingredients for the cake. The next step to make this cake is I've put my eggs in a big bowl, and I'm going to take my hand mixer and I'm going to beat them for about 3 minutes. I've beaten my eggs for about 3 minutes, and now I'm going to gradually add in the sugar and continue to beat until the mixture is thick and it's the color of lemons. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to add the buttermilk, the canola oil, the vinegar, vanilla, and the food coloring. We're going to continue to beat until this is well incorporated. Okay, so this is all mixed together, and now I'm going to take my dry ingredients and I'm going to fold them into the liquid. My cake batter is all done. It's all mixed together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into my prepared pan. Make sure it's all spread evenly. Okay. That looks good. Now this goes into the 350 degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes, or until when you touch it, it springs back. My cake is done. It cooked for about 12 minutes, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to let it sit here for 5 minutes and cool before we proceed on with the next step. I'm ready to take the cake out of the pan. It's cooled for 5 minutes. So the first step is I've spread out my cloth here, and I'm going to take this powdered sugar and I'm just going to generously sprinkle it all over the cloth. Okay. So now I'm going to take the cake, and I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to peel off the wax paper. Here we go. Okay. So I've taken the wax paper off, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll this into the towel. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this roll and I'm going to set it on my cooling rack and let it cool completely before we move on to the filling part of the cake. The cake has cooled, and now it's time to make the filling. The ingredients that you're going to need for the filling are Confectioners Sugar, powdered sugar, whichever you call it, cream cheese, butter, and vanilla. I've put my cream cheese in a big bowl, and now I'm going to add the butter, and I'm just going to mix these two together with my electric mixer. That looks good, so now I'm going to add my vanilla and my powdered sugar. And I'm going to start beating this together on low so it doesn't go all over the place. So the filling is all mixed together, so the next step is to bring the cake over and unroll it. Okay, so let's unroll the cake. It's nice and cool. Let's start spreading on the filling. Okay, so I trimmed off the edges here, and I have got my filling evenly spread out. So now we're ready to roll it back up. So I'm going to start at this end. I'm just going to start rolling. And pulling the cloth away as I roll. Put it on a serving plate. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some confectioner's sugar and sprinkle all over the top. Okay, so now what we do is we refrigerate this for 1 hour before we slice it. I've taken my cake roll out of the refrigerator, and now I want to slice a piece and put it on a plate to show you what it looks like. I'm using a serrated knife to cut through this. It just makes it a little bit easier. So this is my red velvet cake roll. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you all have a happy Valentine's Day.